Who are these people?
All right. I haven't used the intro in a while, so there it is. Welcome to Angel in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Andrew Rivera. My special guest today is Alex Knight. I nearly called you right again, which I'm sorry about. How are you doing tonight?
Fine, how about you?
I'm good. Yep. So let's see. Today we have some bunch of things to talk about, and one of them is Julian Assange finally being freed. The other one is Jamaal Bowman losing his race, and we're also gonna talk about the debate last night, which was a disaster, but which I watched the whole thing on Politically Homeless last night with
I saw part of your stream.
yeah,
Uh, uh,
it was on Rumble because we couldn't do it on YouTube because they would
I think I
take the
was
stream
watching it
down.
on Rockfin
Oh, okay, yeah, we put it on Rockfin too.
because Rumble said it was like restricted or private or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, that was you watched it at the point where Rumble crashed, and it
Well, I
crashed
didn't
for
see it
like.
live. I was watching it with my dad on CNN, and then later on
Oh,
afterwards,
okay, okay,
go watch it.
yeah,
But
Rumble crashed,
I
and
wasn't able to
it,
watch it on Rumble. I was only able to watch it on Rockfin. So
okay,
yeah,
yeah, well, we had it there too, and
yeah.
oops, yeah, so we had it on Rumble and Odyssey and Twitch, not Twitch, Rumble, X, and Odyssey. I don't think we put it on Twitch last night. But yeah, I mean, we had a good time. I had some drinks, and we all made fun of Biden and
Yeah.
Trump. So I was kind of loud and boisterous. I mean, especially towards the end when a lot of the affected. My favorite moment is the "We beat Medicare." I was like, "We what?"
It's like, and then Trump's like, "Yeah, you did beat Medicaid. You destroyed Medicare."
Yeah, yeah. He is like, I can't. What? We beat Medicaid or Medicare. Like, what does that mean? I mean, we all laughed our asses off. It was a disaster.
I mean, I was laughing the whole time from where it started. I was like, "Oh my god, what is he doing?"
Oh, it got progressively worse throughout the night. It
Yeah.
was horrible.
The ones that really stood out for me were not only that, but also when Trump was like, "I really don't know what he said. I don't think he knows what he said either." And
Yeah.
the other one, which I don't think was talked about much, but should be because it was just ridiculous, when Biden said, "We're the most progressive country in the world." Like, what? Are you
No, we're
fucking
not.
kidding me?
That's ridiculous. But yeah, I wanted to start with Julian Assange real quick. We'll get to the debate a little later, but
Yeah.
because I do want to really touch on that.
Hmm.
But yeah, he was freed or beginning of the week, and what was it, Sunday or Monday? It was the beginning of the week, and
Hmm.
at first when I saw it, I was like, no. It's like, yeah. I was like, no, that can't be real
Yeah.
because it was a right wing account when I scrolling through X, and there was a right wing account that first broke this story. At least the first I saw, I was like, nah, that's probably some sort of joke or some sort of some sort of
Yeah.
just bullshit. So I put it down. I ignored it. I was doing something else. I came back to X, and it's like everybody's reporting, no, this is official. It's a some kind of deal. It was a plea
Yeah.
deal where he pleads guilty to one count of espionage or whatever, and they're going to give him 5 years in prison. But it was time served because he spent years in Belmarsh. So it
And
was
then he
like
went to
six.
court, and then they said he was a free man.
Yeah, because they gave him time served because
Yeah.
he served more than 5 years.
Yeah.
So and then he went to a U.S. territory called Saipan, which I never heard of. It's out there where Philippines are at. It's like a couple thousand miles from Hawaii. I didn't even know we had that territory, but
Yeah.
He pled guilty there, and then they let him go because the judge accepted the deal where it was time served, and they let him go. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh, now this footage is when he got back to Australia finally.
Yeah. I remember, oh, it's pretty clever. I couldn't figure out what the sound was at first.
He's hugging Stella.
Oh, Stella there?
Yeah, he's hugging her now.
Oh.
He picked her up in the air, kissed her on the cheek, kissed her on the mouth. Big kisses. Dad, he's hugging his dad. Yeah, hugging his dad.
That's his dad, I think. Yeah, that's his dad.
Yeah.
They spent. I mean, the hell this man went through. Honestly, I'm surprised that he didn't plead guilty sooner. I mean, it was like.
I remember when I saw that clip of him walking into that plane or jet, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, he looks so good. He looks so much better. Like, after all the years he spent tortured there, I was like, holy shit, he looks great,
No, Steph, I didn't think it was AI. I'm just surprised that they actually let him go. And yeah, he looks great. Like, I was surprised how well he looked. I assumed he'd be a lot worse for wear. I mean, being one of the worst prisons in England, basically they called it the UK's version of Guantanamo. I mean, that's how horrible, Belmarsh is.
I wonder what he's going to do now. Like, is he going to go back to, leaking the government stuff, or is he just going to take it easy? Or, I just wonder what he's maybe not right away, but I just wonder after he rests, like what will he do?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I mean, it's what will he do? I don't know. I mean, he should. If I were him, I would not be surprised. I mean, hell, I mean, he went through a lot. That's him getting off the plane again. I'm not. It's on. I'm not gonna play audio because I just wanted to put that there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he went through. He went through a lot, and quite frankly, I'm surprised he didn't plead guilty earlier. Actually, they didn't offer the deal until recently, apparently, because because initially Trump back in 2017 offered a deal too, but he had to give up his source, which he didn't want to do. So it's like he stayed there for years. They put him in Belmarsh, hopefully that he would give up his source. He didn't, and finally, for whatever reason, the U.S. government gave up and just said, "Look, I mean, okay, fine, we'll let you plead to one count of espionage. We'll give you time served and you can go home. We're sick of dealing with this crap." So
I know some people or some fake progressives saying, "Hey, Biden freed Assange." It's like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No, they try. It's a desperate. They're desperately trying to give him credit for something because, he's free. It had happened under Biden, and I thought that he would mention it in the debate. Like, look at what a good guy I am because I freed Assange, but they didn't.
Of course, Bernie didn't mention that Assange was free. He never, he's never mentioned Assange.
No, of course not, because Bernie is just a tool for the Democratic Party. So yeah, I mean, then the only people that we all done a great job. I'm surprised that he was released. Honestly, at first I was like, this is like a weak. I mean, it's like I don't want this release shouldn't happen like this. I mean, but it happened.
I thought he was never going to be released. I thought he would die. I just thought there was no way they would let him out. But here we are.
So that's why, and Biden, they had to get something. I mean, they had to get a guilty plea. You see, he did espionage. You see, so they set some sort of precedent. Like, okay, now if you dare release our secrets, now we can get to go after you for espionage. See what happened to Julian Assange? It happened to you too. And this time won't be so nice. We are with Assange. Even though they put him in prison for 10 years and they screwed him over a million ways. Without being convicted, by the way.
Yeah.
So your neighborly sheep poster. I guess he didn't want to give Trump ammo because he hinted at pardoning Assange. Yeah, he hinted at pardoning Assange last time too, and he
Yeah,
didn't. So
yeah.
I wouldn't
I think
buy.
he was gonna, free Assange, especially when he was the one that arrested him.
Yeah, this is awful. I mean, what Trump did to Assange because he's the one who put him in Belmarsh. So it isn't like his administration did that. So it
Which
isn't
is
like
funny because like in 2016, after what what WikiLeaks did with what they released the info about Hillary and all that stuff. He was like, "I love WikiLeaks; they're the greatest." But then when you're asked about why put Julian Assange in prison or like what about WikiLeaks, he's like, "I don't know anything about WikiLeaks," and like, come on, man.
no. I mean, it was terrible. Trump is just a opportunist. He'll say whatever it takes to get
Yeah.
elected. Which, by the way, he admitted during the debate.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
He admitted during the debate. He's like, "Well, you got to get elected first, right? So I could, I'll say whatever I have to."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Pompeo did try to kill Assange. So did Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was the one in the Obama administration, like, let's bomb the Ecuadorian embassy. Is that okay?
She said, "Can't we just throw that guy?"
Yeah, they at the time he was in the Ecuadorian embassy, which I was
I
like,
bet
you want
that'll
to
be the
bomb?
new Assad must go meme. Just
Yeah,
you
that
she
meme came
says,
out around that time.
"Can we just
I'm
throw
like,
that guy?" And then you post the Assange smiling or laughing.
yeah, so it's ridiculous. But so she wanted to bomb an embassy from another country in another country. Don't you respect don't you respect sovereignty? Like, oh yeah, I mean, no, the United States doesn't respect sovereignty. It never did. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Trump is going to do exactly what the establishment wants him to do. Of course, which is why he hints at pardoning Assange, but he never does. He never did in his first term. He won't do in his second term either. So if you haven't, please give me a like. It helps out the stream. I don't, I need more likes on YouTube and on Rumble even. So if you're on Rumble, please give me a like too. JFK, excuse me, RFK Jr. claims that he wants to pardon Assange and Snowden on his first day in office. So
I mean, maybe I definitely believe him more than Trump. I would. That's something we would see if he would do, but I'm not so sure.
yeah. So that's Kennedy there. I nearly called him JFK Jr., which he died years ago. Like RFK Jr.
As part of that campaign, I'm going to give a civics lesson to the American public by pardoning Julian Assange and Edward Snowden. My first day in office. And the same day, I'm going to sign an executive order ordering all federal employees, including the FBI and the CIA, to refrain from colluding or communicating with media or social media companies to censor American political speech. Oh, I know that I can do it. You give me a sword and some ground to stand on, and I'm going to take your country back for you. But I can't do it alone. I need a big army of people, and this is an army that I'm looking at in front of me today. President Biden and President Trump can get on the ballot for free. And I need to spend about $15 million to do it. And that's, in the long run, it's going to help me because we already have 50,000 volunteers in the field. We're building out a ground game, a ground army in every state, and in many cases in every county. That is going to be.
No, that's him, complaining about he can't get on the ballot. But
and
yeah,
it's like he's gonna do something with like, what did he say about the FBI again? After he said something about the FBI.
I don't remember, but he did say.
But I was gonna say, doesn't his daughter work with the CIA?
I think his wife. I think somebody. Yeah.
No, I think it's his daughter. That he works with the CIA, I believe.
Either his wife or his daughter, some family member. But yeah, I mean, I would not. Yeah, I do know that. So I'm like, oh, so the CIA most likely assassinated your uncle and your father, and you have a daughter or is your wife or whoever it is that works for the CIA. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's not he doesn't, or at least I don't think he does work for the CIA. You never know with these elites; they all could be CIA agents.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I wanted to. This is why they put Julian Assange in prison for years. I mean, let's see. The reason why I have to share this again. So this is why they put him away because of. Wait, why isn't it popping up? Oh, it's really slow because of this video that
Yeah.
he leaked. I'm not gonna actually put sound to this but you can see the explosions and
Yeah.
stuff. And they do the double tap when once the emergency crews get there, they bomb that too, which is a war crime, but it doesn't stop the U.S. So they're doing war crimes, like who cares? Oh, Israel does war crimes, who cares? As long as is
It's but
our
Hamas is the bad ones. They're the
yeah, of
evil
course.
ones.
They're the evil ones. RFK Jr. is going to do what the establishment tells him to
Yeah.
do. Yep. RFK Jr. is a sellout. He'll do what the establishment tells him to do and doesn't want to end up like his father or uncle. Yeah, we talked about that. I wouldn't give him $2 because he'll give it to Israel, or he'll try to. That's right, stuff. And let's not forget he has ties to Jeffrey E. Yep.
That's the
I mean,
yeah.
he did go on his plane. He claimed, well, I went on his plane
He
3 or 4
admitted it
times.
on Fox News, or I don't know if it
Yeah.
was on Andy or something, but he admitted it.
Yeah, I went on a plane like 3 or 4 times on his plane. I didn't know what he was doing and blah 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 blah. So yeah, this is the same man who who cheated on his wife while and she self deleted. So yeah, but that didn't he didn't care. He just moved on and married some actress. So he's not. This is not exactly a man that has virtues.
And of course,
Like
his VP choice doesn't help either.
no. Who the hell is that woman? Bad Cookie says an RFK smells food for thought. Well, and I've never been near him, so I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, his VP choice was a Democratic Party super donor. I'm like, yeah, dude. I mean,
Nicole Shanahan, is that her name?
yeah, that's her. She's a Democratic Party super donor, at least until very recently when she became an independent in order to be an RFK's ticket.
I'm surprised Trump still hasn't picked his VP yet.
Yeah, he has finalists, like Tim Scott's a finalist. Who else? I mean, there's a few others.
Jim Vance or whatever his name is from Ohio.
Yeah, the governor of North Dakota, former governor, is also on that list.
And then there's also I never can pronounce his name. Vivek Stromsky or whatever. I can't pronounce his last name.
So there's
and then
of
course Tulsi Gabbard as well.
Yeah, that's about to mention her. The one person who has not been mentioned this whole thing is Tulsi Gabbard. I'm like, if he picks Tulsi Gabbard, he's probably going to win this election because
but at the same time, Tulsi Gabbard would be a hypocrite because of
time
he went after Trump, calling him Saudi Arabia's bitch and all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Trump, he's great,
Yeah, but that's the thing, it's the vice presidency. And most likely she would be the standard bearer for Republicans in 28. So she'd probably be the nominee in 28.
I honestly think Stromsky, again, I can't pronounce his name. I honestly think he would be Trump's best choice. Just listening how fiery he was during the debate.
Ramaswamy, that he was talking about. Okay. Yeah.
He
would. He probably would be his best choice because him or Tulsi Gabbard because Ramaswamy is.
He would never pull any punches. He would always fight, and
he would be Trump's bulldog or a pit bull. He would never. He in any VP debate with Kamala Harris, he would kill her.
He would
be an embarrassment. Yeah, it would be an absolute embarrassment. Yeah. So yeah, Tulsi Gabbard too. Tulsi Gabbard was the one who destroyed Kamala Harris' presidential campaign back in 2020.
Yeah.
So it was like, if she's a nominee, Kamala Harris is gonna have like like, oh my god, her again? Is like, like he had PTSD or something if she's the
Yeah.
VP nominee. Let's see. If you haven't already, please give me a like, please subscribe, all that good stuff. And let's see. Yeah, I mean that's Trump's Trump's got to pick a VP soon. I mean, especially since he won the first debate and wasn't even close.
He's got to pick a good one. He can't pick someone that sucks.
Oh, he picked Mike Pence last time, and he was terrible. I mean, he was an establishment like goon.
Yeah.
And at the time, he thought, well, he raises a lot of money for me, so let's just pick him. And in fact, he regretted his pick after he picked Mike Pence. Like, can I pick somebody else?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
shoot. So it was like, but yeah, let's move on to Jamaal Bowman. He got his ass handed to him today, or not today, but earlier on
2
Tuesday.
days ago,
Oops.
I think.
No, yeah, it was 3 days ago. But
3 days
let's
ago,
see. So this is I'm not gonna play these videos because I'm gonna play them, but there's gonna be no sound because there's light copyrighted music on all of these. But yeah, him and AOC were absolutely ridiculous.
And Bird.
And yeah, in that rally that they had on the day before the election. So
There was
here's
not a
Jamaal
big
Bowman.
crowd.
Here's Jamaal Bowman just making an ass out of himself. I don't know what he's doing there. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, he's gonna lose. Everybody knew he was gonna lose at that point.
Yeah.
But they were like, let's have a little bit of fun because we're gonna lose most likely. So he lost by quite a bit. It was over 10 points. I do know that. Let's see. Here you go. This is AOC, mate, and this is when she made an ass out of herself.
She's worse than Kim Kardashian.
Oh yeah, I mean this has licensed music too, so obviously I can't actually play sound, but this is like this was
Bernie Sanders also saying, Israel has the right to defend itself. That's just like
it's just the same. So this was with 21% reporting with 68-31, but it wasn't that big of a defeat ultimately. He lost by 10 points, but it was
still,
like it was a brutal loss for him, for an incumbent. For
the same guy, who was laughing about Trump's mugshot. It's like, we got you. More to come. Well, no,
he got
you.
Yeah, he got. And we have liberals making their usual excuses. Well, AIPAC. It's AIPAC.
I mean, it's true. AIPAC played a big part of it, of course, but that's not the only reason.
Yeah, that's the thing. He was losing before AIPAC.
Yeah.
So yes, you can say AIPAC was part of the reason why he lost, but it wasn't the complete reason. It was like it was AIPAC. You can definitely say gerrymandering. They redistricted him. It's like
it's sold out to your constituents that voted for you. Maybe you would have had a chance to win again, but no, that's the main reason why you lost.
They gerrymandered his district, so it was part of the Bronx and a lot of Westchester County. Yeah. So Westchester County voted overwhelmingly for George Latimer. Meanwhile, Bronx voted overwhelmingly for Jamaal Bowman. So it was a split there, and ultimately, that Westchester County, was devastating. Ultimately, I knew he couldn't win. Once they did that to him, it was like, oh yeah, he's done. He's gonna lose.
I hope we get to see Jose Vega debate Richie Torres.
Oh, that's not gonna happen because it would be a Jesse Ventura situation. Once they let him to debate in Minnesota, he won. So same thing with Vega. If he gets in that debate, he's gonna win. He's gonna win that seat because Richie Torres is, he's just one of these Israel guys, AIPAC. So this is Jamaal Bowman lost. Now let's get the next Hamas squad thug, Cori Bush. She's losing to attorney.
With the Hamas thing. Stop with that. They're not the enemies.
But it's true. You're true. It's right. But ultimately, I just wanted to show this polling, which is why
I wasn't referring to you. I was just referring to him.
Yeah, I understand. Let's see. In January, Bush was up 45-29. By June, she's down by a point. So
I read that Bell was being her by a lot. Wasn't he being her by a lot?
That's what I read too initially, but now it looks like it's in most recent polling has him up by a point. So Cory Bush has gained some momentum, but ultimately it's going to be tough for her to keep that seat as well,
Like,
especially
January, where it says that Bush was leading. I thought I was reading differently. Like I thought Bell was leading, or I just.
that's what I read too, but that's probably like early polling where, but then now now the race is in August, so the election, the primary. So it's closer now, a lot closer, but
But I don't see Bush winning either.
APAC hasn't entered the race yet, but once they do and spend all that money, it's going to be tough for her to win. And she knows that. That's why she kind of is having a meltdown, going, on the media.
You
Recently,
saw that interview that you heard that being
yes.
a hero, or like,
Yes, I did. That's
Jesus.
why I'm talking about. She claims that she cured cancer or whatever with her hands, and God, whatever. So it's like
Jimmy Dore's response to that was pretty funny. He was like, "Oh, she went about her day, never saw her again. You know why you never saw her again? Because she died."
Yeah, it turns out she died. No, it wasn't even. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, I never saw her again. Yeah, because you can assume that she passed. She passed. So these are Cory Bush's worst moments. So let's see.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I have security. I know I have had attempts on my life, and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help.
She claimed that people try to kill her, which there's no evidence of. But
and AOC,
right now, for me to.
Yeah, AOC too has done this. She claimed people try to, threaten her and actually try to kill her. I'm like, trust me, they try to kill you. It'll be all over the media. So.
That. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety.
Yeah, defunding the police. I mean, that hasn't worked. All right, let's see about this one. Oh, this is the clip that we were talking about.
Came to us and she had these tumors. I mean, she wanted us to like fit. And I remember I put my hand on her, and my hand just began to move, and the lumps that were there were no longer there, and she was so happy, and she like went on about her day.
Wow.
I never saw her again.
So you think the tumors disappeared?
I do. And this woman unhoused.
It's unbelievable. She claims, well, I cured her tumors and I never saw her again. It's like so stupid. Jesus. What is this one?
Republicans have used the special counsel's report to further their long-standing efforts to re-elect the former white supremacist in chief, Donald Trump, who faces 40 criminal charges related to...
Look at George Herr, I think his name. He's like, what the fuck she's talking about? Like white supremacists and like...
As if Joe Biden is not a white supremacist.
That's the thing. It's like she should know what Joe Biden's history. I mean,
maybe she does know, but she doesn't want to say it, of course.
No, there's no way. I mean, Biden is the president, so there's no way that
related to the mishandling of classified documents, including obstruction of justice.
He's like, what the hell's got to do with me? I'm here for something else. It's like this is what politicians do for the most part. They do a lot of grandstanding. So yeah, they use those hearings to grandstand. Both parts. Yeah. Both parties. I mean, not just Democrats. Both parties do this. They just grandstand.
I also retweeted from a video. I don't know if you saw my retweet, but it was where AOC was saying like we need to have less white men in Congress.
Yes, I saw that.
And I was like, so why are you dating a white man?
Yeah, and I tweeted something too about that. Like, aren't you dating a Wall Street guy or whatever? She was at least. I'm not sure about now, but
I don't know about a Wall Street guy. But all I know is that
it's some kind of banker.
Her boyfriend.
He was
white, so like,
he is white and some kind of banker too. I'm not sure he's in Wall Street, but he's definitely some sort of banker, which I remember.
It'd be funny if he heard that and it's like, okay, AOC, we need to talk about this. Why would you say that?
indies in the chat. How who are these people? We're nobodies, but we're still going to be here and talk about this stuff because I think it's important. Thank you for joining us as well. I mean, at this time. So yeah, let's get to the disastrous debate for Joe Biden. For Joe Biden, not for Trump, because Trump did what he usually does.
Yeah.
So he didn't. He didn't do it. He wasn't horrible, but he wasn't good either. It's like the
He lies,
usual.
but I mean, that's what he does.
Yeah, I mean that's what he does. He did what he usually do in these debates. So yeah, the rules were insane. No audience, no.
They were. I think they were set to help Biden, but it didn't work.
No, it backfired. So the rules were there were no microphone. I mean, no microphone, no audience, no. There was a minute or two delay on the debate. There was usually like 7-second delay if you're live because
the mics they were mute the mics.
Yeah, they would mute the mics
when they couldn't speak.
when you weren't answering your question. When it wasn't your turn, like they're children, they have to mute the mics, which is ridiculous. There were other rules, but I don't remember what. It was stupid. It was just rule after rule after rule, and CNN thought they were helping Biden with all this because the reason why he didn't do well in debates in 2020, or at least the debates that they had, were because of Trump interrupting him, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, let's make up all of these rules to help Biden. Unfortunately, it backfired. I mean, you can't help what happened last night. It was horrifying.
And all the Democrats and officials are saying like, oh, he needs to be replaced and all that stuff. Well, maybe we should have had the primary debates then. I mean, you kept saying no, we're not having the primary debates. Biden's our guy. We're not going to have Williamson there or Cornel West, Kennedy. Well, maybe you should have done that. Maybe if that's just like, this is your fault. You did this.
And now it's too late. He has all the delegates. He has the super delegates. I mean, at this point, there's no way that any Democrat be able to take this nomination. This nomination from him. So if he wants it, he's going to get it. And
Biden said earlier today, or his campaign, whatever, they said, he's staying. So congratulations, you just lost to Trump.
Yeah, there's no way that any Democrat at the convention is able to take away Biden's, delegates or the super delegates, because this is what Cenk Uygur is psychotic. He was psychotic last night after the debate.
Oh yeah,
him and his buddy.
Yeah. John or whatever his name is. What the fuck did he do to his hair, man?
Oh, I saw that. He has purple hair and he's like kind of like that. Like, what is it with these liberals and their horrible hairstyles? But yeah, I mean, Cenk said, "Oh well, they should go to the convention, and somebody needs to, beat them at the, with getting convention, like the old school conventions where they would go in there and try to convince the delegates to vote for him, or whatever." Problem is, it's like, what are you gonna do? What's Gavin and people they keep pushing Gavin Newsom. At one point, Kyle Kalinske pushed Gavin Newsom on Twitter.
He said, maybe, but then later on, like a month or two later, it's like, no, Gavin Newsom, you're back to being a son of a bitch. Like, hello, we kept telling you.
He did it on Twitter last night during the debate. I didn't see it because I was watching the debate, but after the debate, I'm like, he retweeted
to what's his name? Cenk's nephew,
Hassan
Piker. Yeah. He responded to him saying, hey, I mean, what's the worst we could do? Let's have Hillary back in there. Or he tweeted something. I was like, oh my god, are you fucking like?
Yeah, he's like, he was pushing Gavin Newsom again last night. He's like, oh well, Gavin Newsom should come in and and push Biden out and debate Trump
like
himself.
From a SpongeBob, it's like, how many times do we need to teach you this lesson, old man?
It's just horrible. I mean, they're all having meltdowns. And they all want to replace Biden now. And he already has the nomination wrapped up, and he's not dropping out. I mean, and his wife is trying to push him into it. I mean,
he's telling him, you did a great job.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're fully pushing. They're fully pushing the president, and he's going to continue. He's going to take the nomination. and he's going to lose to Donald Trump
Yeah.
because there's no way he can win this election right now.
Yeah.
All the polls have Trump.
Finally beat Medicare. I mean, did that.
Oh, that moment was hilarious. In fact, I'm gonna play the clip where we reacted to that moment because we put up clips on YouTube, so you can watch it on YouTube now. So, but yeah, I'm gonna show the audience that clip, and like it was a hilarious reaction we all had. Anyways, Snow Himbo shared this clip with Kyle. By the way, this video went off for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a meltdown of epic report.
Joe Biden.
He went on. He claimed that he wanted Joe Biden to take all these.
I did watch some of his video. Yeah.
I watched the whole thing because I was curious about his opinion. He's like, "Oh, I couldn't sleep, so I had to make this video at 11 o'clock at night. You know, I usually be in bed by now, and Joe Biden's so horrible. He's so horrible." He goes back and forth. At one point, where he was a Biden bro. Now he goes to how horrible he is. You know, he admitted to being, I'm a Biden bro. And now it's like, oh, no. I mean, now he's horrible. It depends on the situation. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that was a 30-minute video. And it was like, it's like, oh, we should have put all these like Adderall and cocaine. Please, just wake him up. And I'm like, dude, he's 80 years old. He's an old man. So this is a clip, 30 seconds, but it went on for 30 minutes. I mean, it was
Joe Biden, you had one job in this debate, and it was to not look like a zombie, to not appear half dead. I know all the right-wingers have been talking, oh, yeah, he's on Adderall, or he's doing cocaine, or he's drinking Monster Energies or Red Bulls or whatever. I know what they've been saying. But that does not mean your ass is going to go au natural and think that'll work out. I'll show them. I'm going to go up there with no chemical assistance. Motherfucker, you should have injected the entire pharmacy. I wish you were on uppers. They should have given you every upper ever made. Joe Biden, you had one job in this debate.
Like you were
and it was to not look like a zombie.
Yeah, I mean, he openly doesn't care about Joe Biden. He just wants to beat Trump. So if he has to take all these drugs in order to be competent for a couple of hours, I mean, it's fine as long as Trump loses. It's just he's like these people are horrible people. I mean,
Jerry Doris said that Trump is the symptom of the problem. Yeah,
these are horrible people. They don't care about Biden. They just want him. They just want to use him as a vassal in order to defeat Trump. Now everybody, the liberal professional left on the internet.
Yeah,
CNN, MSNBC, all corporate media now is realizing, we need to make a change.
Except for
and it's too late.
Couple, like Harry Sisson or whatever his name is. Like
he's a paid hack of the Democratic Party, and he's a paid hack for Biden. So he doesn't care. As long as his checks are deposited, he doesn't care. He just, he's going to continue to push Biden. So this is Van Jones. He was on CNN last night, and he's done with Joe Biden as a nominee at least. So he loves Joe Biden. Like he has a man crush on him apparently. But unfortunately, he wants him to drop out, and he nearly cries when he talks about this.
Just like
that was painful. I love Joe Biden. I work for Joe Biden.
I love Joe Biden. I work for Joe Biden.
He didn't do well at all. He did not do well at all, and he looked. I'll give you the analysis. Kind of have the old man versus the con man. I can walk you through how I'm supposed to see it and say it, but I just want to speak from my heart. I love that guy.
He loves him.
That's a good man.
He's a good man.
He loves his country. He's doing the best that he can. But he had a test to meet tonight.
He loves Joe Biden, and he's a good man. We're ignoring his 40-year history.
For the country, like no, he doesn't.
Give me a minute. But yeah, I mean. All right, but yeah, I mean, he doesn't care. I mean, these people, Van Jones and all these people. Let's see the chat. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you give me a like, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. thank you for. But yeah, let's keep going.
To restore confidence of the country and of the base, and he failed to do that.
He failed.
And I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention.
No, you're not. You're 2 months away.
And there is time for this party to figure out a different way
No,
forward.
there's not. We're out of time.
If he will allow us to do that.
See, that's the key. If he will allow us to do that, he won't. He's already said he's intending to accept the nomination in August.
But that was not what we needed from Joe Biden, and it's personally painful for a lot of people. It's not just panic; it's pain.
Yeah, so they're all in pain because they all love Joe Biden.
Jones, there's video of him from a long time ago support, or at least, I don't know if it was supporting Palestine, but at least being anti-Israel. Like I think it was in the 90s. Now he's pro-Israel. So.
Yeah, I mean now Van Jones is being paid by CNN, so he can't be anti-Israel. And he was in the Obama administration too, so he can't be anti-Israel either. So yeah, it was horrible. And they all know his performance was not good. And now every poll has Trump up by a lot now. He's up in all the swing states. He's up nationally by more than 5 points now after that debate performance. He's up by more than 5 points now. So let's see. Yeah, we did that.
I can't wait
already.
to see all the liberals react when he wins. You're like, remember that woman, say no.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous. But yeah, I'm not sure anybody actually saw this clip because it was shared by Alex Jones, and how the corporate media hates him. But yeah, this is after the debate. This is after what happened after the debate.
Barely get down to those steps,
Yeah. Oh shoot! Don't want to play that. Let me mute that music. I didn't know there's music. All right, so this is after the debate. Trump just walks away. His wife immediately. Here comes his wife. As soon as the debate's over, immediately she walks out. To make sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
And look, Trump walking like he's gangster or something like that.
Yeah. So this continues.
Yeah.
Look. Joe Biden struggles to get down these steps. This other producer, I guess, tries to help him too.
Yeah.
That's not how you come down steps.
Yeah.
He did this.
As Jimmy Dore said, he did it again.
So he goes to shake the hands of the moderators, and so that's that.
What?
Yeah, that's again. That was back in France, but yeah, this is bad. I mean, he struggled to get down steps. People need to hold him to make sure he doesn't fall.
Yeah,
it's just not good. Just not good.
Yeah.
And let's see. There's more.
That's our country in a nutshell.
Yep, Joe. Let's see. There's more to this. This is Sharon Stone, the actress.
Oh yeah.
She put out a little clip too. So let's.
I've been thinking a lot about last night's debate. And I've been thinking about the fact that more women are registered to vote than any other singular group. So ladies, remember this. No matter how sleepy Joe may have seemed, he's wide awake for you. So vote for yourself.
Yep. So she's still pushing Joe Biden, even though she knows that Joe Biden is horrible. So honestly, the first time I saw Sharon Stone was in Basic Instinct, and that's the first time I saw a woman's private part. Let's just say that, and it was nice. But yeah, I digressed. Though. I just needed to say that. But yeah, it was 1992. So today, Sharon Stone's
I was going to say Anya in that clip. She looks fucking beautiful in that clip.
Oh yeah. That's an Assange clip, which I honestly forgot to play, but. All right, so this is Joe Biden. This is the rally from today. After that, so let's see.
I'm serious. Failing, I don't know a president wouldn't trade places with America in a heartbeat. He's dead wrong. America is a nation of money. As I stand here today, I can honestly say I've never been more optimistic about.
He did into one. He did one of those again.
America's future in my whole career. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America.
Yep.
And we are the worst country in the world.
It's just horrible. Let's see. There's more clips.
It's like when he was saying, "Zeros on, zeros to divide, our free can never be secured." It's like
this one's bad.
Japanese or something.
Yeah, this one's bad. This one is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
I need to actually make this bigger. I was gonna read it, but
why does that guy look like Ben Carson?
Joe stands awkwardly and looks completely lost behind his wife at a campaign rally in Raleigh, North Carolina, after his disastrous debate performance. Who's the real president here? According to a new debate poll conducted by YouGov, 43% of people thought the former president won the debate, while 22% thought Joe won. Yeah, it was horrible. It was bad. It's polling.
Here in North Carolina and across America, who are working hard to find a secure place in the middle class. The moms who worry that their daughter. I saw in him then the same character that I see in him today. And even though he has faced unimaginable tragedies, his optimism is undaunted. His strength is unshakable. His hope is undeterred. I saw in him then the same character that I see in him today. And even though he has faced unimaginable tragedies, his optimism is undaunted.
All right, so that's
right. We have seen the same from him that we've been seeing for years now. He's so demented, doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
No, it's bad. I mean, he's like, oh, come on. I mean, I'm like, really, huh?
Man.
Really? Come on, Joe. So let's see. I got any other clips here because I mean, we reacted to this debate last night at a Politically Homeless show. It was on Rumble, like I said, because I play this clip because YouTube wouldn't let us play it because they would immediately block us. So we had to do it on Rumble last night. Did I play this clip? Oh, no.
I don't walk as easy as I used to.
Oh, no, I
don't
didn't.
speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to.
Debate.
But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth.
I know what I do know.
Yep, and I know how to tell the truth.
Yeah.
So, come on, man. You're a politician.
You know how to tell the truth?
Yeah, you're a politician. All you do is every one of you just lies, but
I know right from wrong. I know how to do this job.
He couldn't help himself. That's like an involuntary reflex. When he said, I know right from wrong, immediately that was a reflex on his body.
I'm surprised he didn't touch his nose.
Yeah, usually that's the sign when you're lying. Is like you just your nose itches, so you just do that. Yeah, that was an involuntary reflex. That cough.
I know how to get things done. I know, like millions of Americans know. When you get knocked down, you get back up.
Well, you didn't last night.
He's admitting had a bad performance because it's like when you get knocked down, you get back up, and of course, his sycophants back there are cheering him.
I know what it took to take our economy from the depths of pandemic.
What?
To where it is today, the strongest economy in the world.
He said economy and pandemic. That's all I caught, but.
And we finally beat Medicare.
I'll get to that. It's hilarious.
To everybody. I know to rally the world, stand up against Putin and defend freedom, not yield to him.
Putin defend freedom,
And I know it'll take to keep the world safe and free for the years ahead. Folks, I give you my word as a Biden, I would not be running again if I didn't believe with all my heart and soul I can do this job. Because quite frankly,
yes, you would be. You want it. He ran for president the first time in 1988.
Yeah.
I was 2 years old,
and
he's still running. And he finally
plagiarized.
Yeah.
from other politicians.
He had to drop out in embarrassing fashion because he plagiarized and he lied. So and back in those days, the media kept it real and they were good. So it was like, that was a lie.
Yeah.
This is a lie. That was a lie. They did not. This is before media was corporatized.
I always find it funny when that, from that time when he was running, the news media would be like, Biden now admits that he did not do this. No, he did not do that. And,
and he's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry for doing that. I didn't mean to. Blah blah blah. And
The stakes are too high. The stakes are too high.
Yes, you can. That's in reference to Obama's "Yes, we can" from when he was president, and it already ran in 2008. Yes, you can, and he looks at it.
I'm surprised they didn't chant 4 more years.
They actually did. Another clip I saw. I just don't have it here, but they did chant 4 more years.
There was a video of it, his full speech of it on CNN. I didn't watch the clip. I was just going through the comments. And a lot of them are like, where was this from last night?
All right, so oops, why is that popping up? It's not exactly when you're lying. People touch your nose when they get anxious or micro-stressed, and sometimes people get anxious when they try to lie. Yeah, I mean, technically it's not, when you're lying, but at the same time, it's...
But we see many people do that after they...
Yeah. He knows how to tell the truth, but doesn't have the ability. Nope.
I know how to tell the truth. Vote for me.
It's like because they pushed the Trump is a liar talking point.
Yeah.
So which
Trump's
is why.
A liar. Yeah, and
every politician is.
It's
every politician is a liar. So let me share this clip instead. This is our reaction last night to this moment. It's the we beat Medicare moment.
Yeah.
So this was, by the way, these clips are all available on the INN YouTube channel if you're interested in watching. So this one, the economy and immigration, are up now. The other two will be, premiered over the weekend.
Yeah.
So
did you guys react when he said we're the most progressive country in the world? Did you react to that?
I'm pretty sure we did, but I don't remember exactly where that was at. So it's in one of the videos.
Somewhere between the end and after halfway, I think he was saying that.
So that would be uploaded that'd be premiered in the weekend. So it's there. I mean, I don't remember exactly what we said because by that point I was pretty hammered, so I don't remember exactly how we reacted. But
probably rewind just a little bit, like 5 or 10 seconds before, just to see his whole collapsing.
I don't remember the question, so I'm probably gonna go back a little bit on. Wait. I don't remember where the question was at, but that's we'll just leave it there.
Was it childcare or something? I think.
That's probably what was the question. Yeah. It was something about childcare, and this is his answer. Let's go back a little bit. Oh, the 1,000 trillionaires moment.
I can't hear the audio.
Oh, I think I didn't share my screen. Oh, I did share my screen. Why you can't hear it?
I don't know. But you can?
Yeah.
Play it again.
Yeah, hold on. Oops. Can you hear it?
I don't think so.
Huh. That's strange. Can you guys hear it in the chat? Because let me try reloading this then. Give me a minute. Some technical difficulties, so I'm sorry. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, we're trying to play this clip. That scared the shit out of me. It's like music. So wait, it's a 2-minute answer. So the question had to be back here somewhere. Let's just start here a minute before. Let's do that. No, sorry. You couldn't hear it either? Shit. Also share audio. I don't know why you can't hear it. Let me see.
There we go.
Period.
Okay.
Number two, you got $2 trillion tax cut
That's out of
for the very
context.
wealthy.
But I gotta go.
Now, what I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we
I
have
disappeared there for about a minute.
Billionaires in America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening? Situation where, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise 500 million, 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening?
Yeah, just numbers don't matter. Just go, Queen.
2% taxes. If they just paid 24%, 25%.
What happened to these fact checkers they brought in?
$500 million.
I don't know. It just went away.
Yeah, they were.
Where did they
they're
go?
supposed to have fact checkers.
Yeah.
In fact, CBS News something out. We're gonna have fact checking throughout the debate, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. I assumed there'd be some kind of like graphic there when they would just fact check everything, every lie.
Yeah.
Of course, it didn't happen. I don't know why. I mean, it was maybe
I was
technical
surprised
difficulties.
too. I was like, well, where were you guys?
Yeah, there were technical difficulties or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's.
But honestly, I thought the moderators were gonna be very biased towards Biden. If it happened, I didn't see it as much.
No,
it
I
wasn't
didn't.
as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's why we couldn't play it on YouTube.
Yeah.
We couldn't play this on YouTube. I'm sure half these glitches happen because every corporation needs their exclusive different tech, so nothing works because of capitalist innovation. Yeah, I mean, that's why we couldn't play it on YouTube, because YouTube was, they were capitulating to CNN like, oh yeah, if you play this stream live, we're going to take it down. Meanwhile, we have to go to Rumble and X and Odyssey because they didn't take it down. But yeah, now we can put up clips on YouTube, so that's not a problem. But let's continue this.
Go! Wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care,
that was the
making
question,
sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me.
What? With the COVID. Come on, man. With the COVID. Like, what does that mean?
The mandates.
Yeah, with the COVID. Remember, with the COVID. All right, let's keep going. I don't understand what he said. I don't understand what he said.
Task manager. Bring up task manager. Okay, bring up Biden task manager. We got to figure this out. I don't know.
What the fuck he said? He's looking down. He's done. All right, this is it.
We finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Yes! We know Biden. We beat Medicare.
All right, yeah, that was our reaction to We Beat Medicare, which was the most epic moment of the debate, in my opinion, because he's looking down like he's done. And then he looks up and says, "We beat Medicare." And then looks... Is that, oh, well, thank you, President Biden.
It was like, oh, no, Joe, why did you say that?
Yeah, it was one of those. Thank you, President Biden. Oh, President Trump, what's your answer? It's like, and he's looking down, like, oh.
Yeah.
So that was our reaction to the Here Comes Medicare, or We Beat Medicare, which was a genuine reaction, because I'm like, what? Because I thought what happened was, I'm having a beer there at that debate. So what happened was, I thought that he said something else, but I heard We Beat Medicare, and I thought he said something else. That's why I was like, what?
Yeah.
Everybody started laughing. I was like, no, I actually heard that.
Yeah.
So it was
another thing from the debate. When he got mad at Trump with the suckers and losers quote. He's like, my son was not a sucker. You're the loser sucker. Like, calm down, man. You don't need to be angry.
I get that you lost your son because of cancer, but at 49 or he was really young, but come on. it's like he's trying to ham it up for political purposes, to make people feel bad for him because he lost his son. Yeah, I get that you lost your son and that's horrible, but at the same time, you're like, okay, we get it. You're trying to take political advantage of that. At one point, not during this debate, but at one point, he claimed his son died in Iraq when he died of cancer.
Multiple points. He said that multiple times.
Did he say in this debate? I don't think he did. Did he? I don't think he said in this debate.
But still.
Yeah, I want to. That's because I have a genuine reaction here. Like,
We finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Yes, we know Biden. We know you beat Medicare.
They're putting them.
Yeah, and then Trump would proceed to say, yeah, you're right. You did beat Medicare and Medicaid. So he kind of got him there. With that line. But that was bad. You didn't hear it there because we started yelling about we beat Medicare hard.
Before I didn't catch Biden saying we finally beat Medicare because I was laughing when he didn't know what to say. I had to find out on X that he actually said that. I was like, what?
I was by that point. I was Steph. I was not drunk, but I was kind of buzzed. By the end of the debate, I was pretty drunk by that point. So. Yeah, we do some crazy stuff there, towards the end. And I was a little too loud, I guess, I'm not sure. And I don't think anybody complained in the chat. At least I missed it. But yeah, I don't think I was that loud, but I could have been because people here where I live with were like, you were really loud tonight. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't realize it. But yeah, I'm not sure people in the chat or people watch it would notice. Let's see. My son had health care, many don't. No, that's the thing. We don't. Yeah. There's health care for like the really poor, and there's health care for the rich. If you're in the middle class, you're screwed.
He said Medicare for all or whatever. It'd be an insult to my dead son or whatever he said.
Yeah, I'm like, how's that an insult to him? He had health care because his dad was I think he was vice president then when he died. But yeah, his dad was vice president, so they had good health care. And I think he was an attorney general or governor. So Joe Biden was like, oh, if my son were alive, he would have been president, not me. It's like, you've been running for president since I was 2 years old. There's no way you let your son run instead of you. Yeah. So yeah, that was our reaction to we killed Medicaid or whatever he said. I forgot. We beat Medicaid. That's what it was. Yeah. So
I heard him say Medicare. I heard him say that.
Medicare. It was Medicare. You're right. I said Medicaid, but yeah. So it's here. We have. This is the economy. This is immigration.
Yeah, we played the immigration part where he didn't know what he said.
I don't remember where that was exactly in our reaction, so I didn't have it pulled up. I should have had it pulled up, but yeah, that was. I don't have it pulled up, and I don't want to really just dig around for it right now. So this is the.
Said that to Biden, I was like, oh my god.
This was climate action, and by this point, climate, I was pretty hammered, and this is foreign policy. So that at the end of the debate, they started talking foreign policy.
And of course, Biden looks worse than Trump on Ukraine and Russia. So.
Oh, he looks worse. It was bad. It was bad. So yeah, we reacted to the entire debate on Rumble, and I think it's up there right now, the whole thing, because we started half an hour before the debate, talking about the debate and stuff, and how YouTube was censoring us. And
did you react when they were talking about golf?
Golf? Oh yeah. I literally said I forget where that was at. Was it in the beginning? I think in the economy.
Close to the end, I think.
Oh, was it the end? You're right. And I was like, they're arguing about their golf game.
Yeah.
And we all started laughing about it. Come on, they spent like 2 minutes on their golf game.
Yeah, I remember. Biden said he was a 6-iron or handicap or whatever he said, and Trump's like. No, he's like can never do a 6-iron, and Byron's like, 8.
I was an 8. I had an 8 handicap.
Yeah,
I'm not 6.
Like,
no.
So Biden couldn't even get that part right.
I'm like, I don't know much about golf, but I know enough. Like a 6 handicap is like elite, like it's like elite, PGA Tour type elite. Oh well, are we on? Are we on Kick right now?
On what?
Kick. It's like a Twitch. It's like kind of like a Twitch competitor.
All I know
So
is
I
like
know.
restream.
Yeah, you never heard of Kick? Yeah, I've heard of it because Kit Cabela goes live on Twitch or Kick. Yeah, F4 people. Let's talk about golf. They spent like 2 minutes on their golf game, arguing about it and who's better and who's worse at their golf game. So yeah, let's get rid of that because I can't. So yeah, we reacted to the whole debate. There's 4 videos there. If you want to watch the whole thing, it should be on Rumble. If you look for the INN page on Rumble, it'd probably be there. Because
Or
we
if you want to
spent
watch it
30
on
minutes.
Rockfin, you can do that too.
Yeah, on Rockfin too. We spent 30 minutes on before and after. I think it was close to 15, 20 minutes after discussing it and our thoughts and why what's next. Because Biden said he had every intention on debating in September, which is supposed to be the next debate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, CNN not happy about that. MSNBC isn't either, and they weren't. I mean, in fact, if I find they were like, oh no, Biden has to drop out. They all it was consensus. There was a Time magazine cover where they have Biden kind of leaving and saying,
Yeah, I saw that too.
yeah, I retweeted that. It was like
The
horrible.
first honest cover issue for Time magazine.
Wait, let's go. Oops. I should have saved these clips, but I didn't because I was kind of busy today. But, folks, that's Biden. Yeah, I already played that. Democrats freak over Joe Biden's performance. It literally, I mean, apparently the party is kind of now. It's too late now. I mean, I don't think
that's never happened before, where they just they're freaking out over their candidates. It's never happened.
No. Dem freaks out over Biden's debate performance. Biden is toast. One prominent operative texted, "It's time for an open convention." So this is a CNN article or a political article, I think. No, I can't. You can't tell. I gotta turn on my light because people are saying I'm too dark. I try to keep my light off at the beginning because the sun is up. Yeah. But once the sun goes down like this, it's I was like, oops, I gotta turn on the light. But yeah, I mean, that's one. Like Biden is toast. He is toast. That's just Jill Stein who's running against him. That tweet. Where is the CNN clips? Why can I find because there's CNN and MSNBC. Yeah, they both reacted to the debate. Oops, yeah. And it was. I mean, I saved the Van Jones one because that came across my Twitter, but the rest
Chris
of it
Wallace
didn't.
Said it was done.
Who?
Chris Wallace,
Chris Wallace, yeah. This is pretty funny, but I think I can't play this because it's like a Simpsons thing. There's 2 old men fighting each other, and it says live footage from Trump-Biden debate.
Yeah. Oh, I think I know which clip.
Yeah, it's 2 old men fighting. I'm pretty sure it's from The Simpsons. I don't want to take a chance of getting a strike.
Yeah. But yeah, that was
great show, guys. Happy Friday. Thank you for watching. The guest is Alex. Again, I'm gonna say Alex Wright. Alex Knight. He's a friend of the show.
K-N-I-G-H-T.
Yeah, I keep wanting to say Alex Knight or Wright. I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of something I've always end up saying. It's like Alex Wright, lady, welcome to the show. It's like, oh no. All right, so here's. The DC is in panic when Democratic Party is real. When even CNN starts calling out Joe Biden's lies and pathetic.
Yeah, I was going to say, Charlie Kirk brought that clip. Yeah, Trump Biden's lies.
So let's see.
Some of them. He said he's the only president in a while who didn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world. Troops have, of course, died on his watch. He said he's put in a $15 per shot cap on insulin and Medicare. It's a $35.
They're fact-checking Joe Biden here.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Someone that really lies.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Leo. That's how you
$1 a month cap. He said it's a $200 cap on overall drug spending in Medicare. It's $2,000 a year. He said the border now has fewer crossings than when Trump was in office. That's generally not true. He said, or at least strongly suggested, unemployment was at 15% when he took office. It was actually 6.4. He said Trump wants to get rid of Social Security. Trump doesn't. He said billionaires pay 8.2% in taxes. It's much higher. He said Trump told Americans to inject bleach amid COVID. We know Trump made foolish comments about scientists studying disinfectant injection, but didn't frame it as advice to people. And Biden said the Border Patrol.
What's funny is CNN did not say that in 2020. They said they acted like he was real. You know, that was real, telling Americans to put bleach in there because they acted like that wasn't sarcastic. That was serious. Like he literally meant just inject yourself in bleach.
The part that they talk about Social Security, that's incorrect. Trump wants to get rid of Social Security too. It's just that it's that Biden pretends that he doesn't want to get rid of Social Security, but he does.
Yeah, he does.
He's been talking about it for years how he wants to get rid of it.
In fact, when he was in the Obama administration, he negotiated the grand bargain with the Republicans, which included cuts to Social Security.
Yeah.
So
There's
he's
that
been
clip,
wanting to.
when he was saying, Paul Ryan was correct when the tax code is first thing you have to go after was Social Security, and then he's like, it's the only thing that make people would pay for it, or that clip.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been wanting to cut it for decades. Alex Wright, the wrestler. Oh yeah, he was a wrestler in WCW back in the 90s. That's why I keep wanting to call you that, even though you're obviously not a wrestler.
Border Patrol endorsed him. No, its union supported the border bill he'd supported, never endorsed him himself. Some of them, he said.
Yeah, that's a big one. He claimed that the unions debated him or endorsed him. And it turns out they didn't. And they tweeted out, we never endorsed Biden. The Border Patrol union, excuse me, and said they endorsed his plan. The plan that Trump sabotaged by saying, don't pass this plan. Which Trump did sabotage because, he didn't want Biden to get a political victory. Let's see. He looks so, let's see. What else? There's another clip from CNN. This is from today. The ones from last night are just cope and hilarious.
Yeah.
It was just straight up cope. Like, let's see. That's RFK Jr. on Fox. Why can't I find these clips? They're on... Oh, here we go. This is one. This is Erin Burnett of CNN. She's going to, admit that Biden's performance was horrible.
What she admitted was also that sounds like they were giving Biden questions. It sounded like.
Erin Burnett on Joe Biden's debate performance. He goes through 6 days of preparation at Camp David. They know the rules. He practices with the mics. He knows every one of these questions is coming. He still couldn't fill the time. That's an interesting admission that he knows every one of the questions, but he still couldn't fit the. Yeah. Yeah, that was surprising.
At Camp David.
More than that.
And they know the rules.
It was more than a week.
Okay, so more than a week. They know the rules. He practices with the mics. He knows every one of these questions is coming.
He knows every one of these questions is coming. Is that like a Freudian slip where they kind of admitted they handed Biden the questions?
Yeah.
Even though they claimed they didn't.
Didn't fill the time. Now, I just want to, let's see what the White House is saying. Sources close to the White House are saying he had a cold, wasn't feeling well. I mean, as you would expect, that came.
He had a cold, he wasn't feeling well.
Even if he had a cold, it doesn't. He's been like this for years.
Yeah, that was their excuse on why they they've admitted that he had a bad performance, but
out early on in the debate. But what accounts for someone with so much experience doing so much preparation and this being the outcome?
I think the question answers itself. He wasn't capable of doing any better than he did.
So yeah,
I just want to say about that clip. You saw Caitlin Collins there. She always has no personality. She's always like, she never has any emotion.
What's funny about her is she was, before she got to CNN, she was at Newsmax or some right-wing outlet. And Then all of a sudden she gets a job at CNN, and she's like this centrist Democrat, even though she was a Republican when she was at Newsmax.
Yeah.
So this is the clip that we were talking about CNN. CNN saying that, oh no, they're reporting that Biden's every intention on doing the debate in September.
Well, John,
I'm not sure if that they have an intention of doing a VP debate between Kamala Harris and whoever the Trump VP is, but if they're due, it's going to be a disaster because Kamala Harris is not
as long
capable
as
of
Trump
debating.
picks a much better VP this time.
Yeah, because she's not capable of debating anybody. Tulsi Gabbard ended her campaign for president. Mike Pence actually kicked her ass in their debate in 2020. And this is Mike Pence. He's more boring than goddamn
didn't do
paint
well in
trying.
that debate either.
Well, Mike Pence did better than Kamala Harris, I thought. That was just because she was a disaster.
On the Biden team, as of this moment, plans to pack up what few wins they had on the debate stage last night. You've already seen some of those packaged and posted on social media, and to move on and focus on what's coming down the pike. There are no plans, I'm told, for the president to drop out of the race. And even further, I'm told that the president is still committed to a second debate in September, which is currently scheduled for September 10th and hosted by ABC News, much along the lines of the rules of the debate that was hosted last night. Now, the advisor that I spoke with said that they're not putting too much stock in the conversation last night, and that many of the staffers on the campaign and in the White House also worked on President Obama's reelection in 2012, and they tried to draw the parallel to that first debate that was a very low performance for President Obama. Even he would call it a stinker, and they said if you had believed the pundits in the wake of that debate, Mitt Romney would have been president.
No, that's the thing. Obama had a bad debate 10 years ago now, 12 years ago, but it wasn't anywhere near bad as this.
Yeah.
And Joe Biden cannot recover. He's not Obama. He can't recover politically.
When I heard, when I saw the tweet that Biden will stay in the race, I was like, oh God, you're gonna lose again.
And there was I think I saw an article that some Democrats are kind of floating Hillary Clinton again to for her to take the nomination from Biden.
Yeah,
like they're floating Hillary Clinton again.
Like, oh, you want her to lose again? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, they're floating Hillary Clinton because there's still a lot of these Clinton loyalists in the Democratic Party. I mean, even after she lost in 2016.
People hate Hillary more than they did in 2016. So
her polling has gone down somehow. Yeah. I don't know how she manages. Because usually when you go away for a while and come back, your polling numbers go up because like it happened to George W. Bush.
Well, she hasn't gone away. She refuses to go away. So
well, that's part of the reason why her polling hasn't gone up because she hasn't gone away.
Yeah.
So shit lib Democrats are mad about this. I want to give you an example. And it's the one and only Brooklyn dad. He's really mad for some reason. He says, I will never watch another bullshit CNN debate. So he's blaming CNN for Biden's bad performance.
Brooklyn buying L's. That's what I call him.
Yeah, I mean, he has a podcast apparently, so I'm not sure who watches it.
By the way.
I would never watch CNN again. So this is hypocrisy from him, as you can see. President Biden has accepted an invitation from CNN to demolish Trump in a debate on June 27. Let's fucking go. This is last night. I would never watch another bullshit CNN debate. So I love that.
Every single time he takes L after L after L.
Oh, he takes L's every time, and it's he doesn't stop. He just keeps coming back because he's paid to tweet. Yeah. Him and that other kid.
I remember him tweeting before that what happened in January 6th was worse than 9/11. Like, how fucking dare you tweet that? Like, you motherfucker.
I mean he's paid to tweet him and Harry Sisson and his buddy, and there's this new kid that's been pushed on X. These are all. A lot of them are really young, like in their 20s. Yeah. And they're taking these 20-year-old kids, not Brooklyn Dad. I mean the other ones.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, these Harry Sissons of the world, and his buddy, I forget his name, Chris something, and this other kid. He's being pushed a lot. Even though I don't follow him, he's still on my timeline, which is really annoying. Congressional Democrats are now telling CNN they want to commit that after watching the Trump Biden debate.
Bridge. He said that when that happened, the entire room was just completely silent and in shock, and that this member's own reaction was that he wanted to jump off of a bridge. He said that when that...
I'm assuming this is the We Beat Medicare moment, even though it doesn't really show that part.
I saw the full
that,
clip, but it sounded like that's what she was talking about.
Yeah, the We Beat Medicare moment. Oh, that was horrifying.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's amazing that he hasn't collapsed or on stage. How has he not done that yet?
Yeah, we talked in Politically Homeless last night. We talked about we bet if Joe Biden died on stage, we would drink an entire bottle of liquor. And I took that bet, and we all took that bet, and it didn't happen, so we didn't have to down an entire bottle of liquor. But this is before the debate started. So let's see. CNN debate moderator Dana Bash's husband, Jeremy Bash, was one of the 51 IC members who signed the infamous Hunter Biden hoax letter. So Dana Bash's ex-husband, Jeremy Bash, was one of the 51 former intelligence officials who falsely claimed Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation operation. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They did.
They need to be bashed.
Yeah. They do need to. Let's see. What's this?
This looks like Russian intelligence.
Oh.
This walks like Russian intelligence. This talks like Russian intelligence.
Jeremy Bash, former chief of staff, CIA, Department of Defense.
And Steve Bannon to cook up supposed dirt on Joe Biden looks like a classic Russian playbook disinformation campaign. That assessment, by the way, is not my assessment. That's the assessment of the Trump intelligence community leadership,
See, this is what they did in 2020. They said, well, that's not my assessment. That's the assessment of the Trump intelligence team. They even said that.
Sam Cedar also was doing that in 2020. He brought up that segment when he was on MSNBC.
Yeah, they did that because they don't want. Oh no, that's not just us Democrats. The administration agrees to this too. Except the intelligence community, they act independently from the White House usually. They put out stuff that the White House doesn't even agree with. Like if it just like I'm surprised Trump didn't challenge that. Like no, we think this is real, and I don't want to play more of that because there's music.
Well, no, I heard Trump debunking the Russia lies during the debate. I heard him mention that.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't challenge that enough. I don't think in 2020. I mean, it's obvious.
that I was talking about 2024 or last.
Oh, I was talking about 2020, where he should have challenged that initially.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the CNN fact check because they have to fact check everything. CBS News claimed they would have a running fact check throughout the night, and they didn't. So I don't know what happened there, but let's see this fact check.
Return was supported by two. The Trump list, it is way, way longer. So
of course,
deep breath.
It's way, way longer than Biden's because he lies more. So
said some Democratic states allow people to execute babies after birth, an egregious lie that is illegal in every state. He said everybody, even Democrats, wanted Roe v. Wade overturned. Roe was supported by 2/3 of Americans, even more Democrats. He said every legal scholar wanted Roe overturned, abortion returned to the states. Legal scholars have told me directly this is not true. He said the U.S. currently has
of course. Legal scholars told me this is not true. Which legal scholars? Because there were a lot of legal scholars who thought
you didn't know. You had to be told that.
Yeah, there were some legal scholars who thought Roe v. Wade should be overturned, but most of them.
Let's remember, even though Trump hired those judges, Chuck Schumer fast-tracked them, or if that's the correct word. He fast-tracked them.
Yeah, he's fast-tracked all of Trump's.
So that allowed them to overturn Roe v. Wade under Biden under the Biden presidency. So
6-3. It was a 6-3 decision to overturn Roe.
so they all want to blame Trump for that, but like, why not blame the Democrats or Biden for not codifying it? You know?
Yeah, they could have they had 2 years at that point.
Well, not just 2 years. They've had forever, since like many years.
I made the point that Roe versus Wade became the law of the land in the early 70s, like 1970. So they had Jimmy Carter. He didn't do it. To be fair, Jimmy Carter was more of a Christian, so I don't think he would have done it. They had Bill Clinton because there was another Democratic president until 92. They had 2 terms. Bill Clinton didn't do it. They had Obama for 8 years, didn't do it. And they had Biden now for 2.5 years, and they didn't do it. So they had plenty of time to do it.
Hillary Clinton, her VP pick was anti-abortion. So
yeah, she came out in 2008, I think, or it was in 2016.
No, 2016. She was running in 2016. Her VP pick.
Yeah, Tim Kaine. He was anti-abortion. Yeah. He was a Christian, but people ignore that too.
As the biggest budget deficit ever. No, that happened under Trump in 2020. He said the U.S. currently has a record trade deficit with China. That also happened under Trump in 2018. He said Biden personally gets a lot of money from China. Zero evidence of this. He said there were no
except that Hunter Biden laptop talks about a big guy that gets 15%. Who's the big guy? The VP, obviously. It isn't anybody else. It isn't Obama. He's not the big guy.
Yeah,
he's getting a relationship with Obama. So except for that, but there's no evidence.
Terror attacks during his presidency. In fact, there were multiple attacks. He said Iran didn't fund Hamas, Hezbollah, other terror groups under his presidency. Iran, in fact, did. He said Biden wants to quadruple people's taxes. That is pure fiction. He said the U.S. has provided way more aid to Ukraine than Europe had. It's actually the opposite. He said the U.S. has provided about $200 billion in Ukraine aid. It's closer to $110 billion. He said 18 or 19 million people across the border under Biden.
That's too much. That's too much money that he provided.
Yeah, like oh no, it was just less. It's like okay, but it's still too many. Like that's not really worth fact checking.
It's crazy, and technically that's not true. He provided 110 million. Like, come on.
Just like what Black Magic said, it's Israel that's funds Hamas.
Yeah,
it's true.
Let's continue this.
I think that is millions too high. He said many of these migrants are from prisons or mental institutions. His own campaign cannot corroborate this. He said Biden.
Okay, that one's interesting because this has happened before with prisoners and people back in the 80s when Reagan was president. When they said, oh, every Cuban that comes to the United States automatically gets a citizenship. So Castro was like, okay, let's just clear our prisons out and send them to the United States. So now we get the worst criminals, in the 80s. So, oh yeah, great idea.
Biden has only created jobs for illegal immigrants. Total nonsense. He said Nancy Pelosi turned down his offer of 10,000 National Guard troops on January 6th. There's no evidence she even got such an offer. It was the president, not Pelosi, who had the power to deploy the D.C. Guard.
No, that's
but
not.
There's video. Jimmy Dore played it not too long ago that Nancy Pelosi was in a car on that day when it happened, saying, I did not do my job or whatever.
Yeah, because she had the authority over the congressional police, not over the DC National Guard, but the congressional police. She should have brought all of them in because they knew there was going to be a protest on January 6th. They had plenty of time, and they didn't because they wanted this to happen in order to blame Trump and to impeach him again because they knew what would happen.
And remember the security or whatever was, they let the protesters in.
They were very little cops.
Yeah, cops. And then remember afterwards, they took pictures with each other. So
they were friendly.
Yeah.
He said Pelosi now acknowledges she turned down the troops. No, her office tells me.
It's like Jimmy Dore made that joke. It's like everyone that they brought they went for the Capitol. But oops, they forgot to bring their guns.
Did Trump offer 10,000 National Guard troops on January 6th? I don't know. But he should have done it anyways. He didn't need Nancy Pelosi's permission because he had authority of DC National Guard.
tells me this claim is still a lie. He said he deployed the National Guard to Minneapolis in 2020. Actually, that was the Democratic governor. He spoke of, quote, ridiculous fraud in the 2020 election. Zero evidence of any widespread fraud. He said NATO...
Well, except that YouTube, until very recently, banned you're not allowed to criticize or question the 2020 election.
Yeah.
Until very recently. I wonder why that is.
Was going out of business before he took office, completely, clearly absurd. He said the U.S. was paying 100% of NATO before he came along. The U.S. made up about 71% of NATO defense spending, not 100%.
Again, which is a lot. We pay 71% of NATO. It's not 100%, but still, that's way more than 50%. That's a lot.
It's not 100%, but it's, we still pay less than that.
It's 70%. That's 7/10 of that NATO budget.
Not 100. He said he, not Biden, is the one who lowered insulin prices in Medicare. He did it for some seniors, but Biden did it for far more. He said Biden indicted him.
So he told the truth. Like, he did lower insulin prices. But technically it's not, because Biden did it for more seniors. And this is not even a fact check. This is like, technically it's not true because he did less or Biden did more. Biden.
They're not even doing their job right. CNN, they're like, yeah, it did happen. Like, you're not doing it right then.
No, they're admitting that he told the truth, but it's not the total truth.
Yeah.
Him again, no evidence Biden has had a personal role in any of these 4 prosecutions.
Well, except the fact that most of these prosecutors had visited the White House before Trump was indicted. Fannie Willis did. There's evidence of that. She visited the White House before she indicted Trump. But yeah, there's no evidence that Biden's behind any of these indictments.
He said Europe takes no U.S. cars, just not true. He spoke of food prices quadrupling under Biden. That's a wild exaggeration, though they are up. He said
food prices are quadruple under Biden. Oh well, technically they've gone up, but not that much. It's like, come on, they've gone up, dude. You can't hide that. Like, it costs $5 for a dozen eggs. It's crazy. Back just a few years ago, they were like $1.50.
Said Biden made up the idea he called dead service members suckers and losers. No, the Atlantic magazine reported that, and then former Trump chief of staff John Kelly corroborated it. He said Biden called...
Okay, so that one is, it was reported by the Atlantic. There's no evidence for that.
I honestly don't care about the suckers and losers.
I don't either, but there's no evidence for that, because the only evidence they have, chief of staff John Kelly, corroborated it. Yes, he did say that. Yeah, like, I'm going to believe some lifer in Washington. Yeah. There's no evidence for that. That they keep pushing that. Technically it's true because it got corroboration by the chief of staff. That, again, that's not evidence. It's just, that's his claim that Trump said that.
Called black people, quote, super predators for 10 years. Biden never once deployed that phrase, let alone for 10 years, though he did at least once speak of, quote, predators without specifying it was about black people.
You know who did call them super predators? Hillary Clinton. So they didn't mention that part of CNN. So they're like, well, Biden, he talked about predators, but he didn't mention black people, ignoring the fact that Hillary Clinton did. And so...
He said his Trump tax cut was the largest in U.S. history. Not true, though. In fairness, Biden also said this. Trump said China and others stopped buying from Iran under him. China never stopped. He revived his pet lie. I don't know how many times I've done it, that he signed the Veterans Choice Program into law. Barack Obama did that in 2014. Trump signed an expanded version in 2018. And finally,
so he signed an expanded version. So that's what Trump probably meant. And instead, he's like, it was initially signed under Obama. But Trump did sign an expanded version. So he did do it.
To answer Nihilo's, or if I pronounce that name correctly, to answer your question, they did do a fact check. We played it earlier. They did fact check Biden as well, but it was nowhere near as much. So
yeah, it was like a minute or something. It was, Trump's almost 3 because he lies more. Even though most of CNN's fact check was like, technically Trump's lying because it's not exactly what he said. That's not a lie. That's like that's an exaggeration. It's not really a lie.
Finally, Trump said Biden got rid of that veterans program. Biden
Notice how, when Trump said that that it was debunked about Charlottesville, what I said about Charlottesville is debunked, Notice that they didn't put that in there. It's very interesting. You know why? Because it has been debunked.
Yeah.
That Biden said that, Trump said more of what he said. He just said, what was it? disallow white supremacists or whatever he said.
Disavow. Yeah, he said in 2020, he said, Proud Boys, stay vigilant and stay prepared or something. And they took that as, Donald Trump is basically inciting them to violence. So it's like, that's not what he said.
But I'm just saying in Charlottesville, Biden's just saying verifying people on both sides. But, Trump said a lot more than that. It's like, that's not all he said.
That's out of context again. Yeah, it's out of context.
Notice how CNN didn't correct Trump on that.
No, that was completely out of context.
Yeah.
All right, so let's play this because I do have to wrap up soon. So let's see. I noticed the CNN. This is the debate was a disaster for Biden. Biden's misspelled, but whatever. Immediately following the debate, Van Jones, blah blah blah. So yeah, I played that clip, but let's see this one.
Minutes into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists, it involves elected officials, it involves fundraisers. And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket, and they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call? Because they feel this is...
They want to go public. They're in trouble. Yeah. Because if they go to the White House, like, oh, Mr. President, we need you to step aside. I'm like, no, fuck you. I always wanted to be president, and I'm not going to give up the job just because you tell me to. And so, if they go public, then that's terrible because the party is visibly separated, and they're not going to. Oh, this is hilarious. This is Keith Olbermann, formerly MSNBC. He's completely lost his mind. Now, this is the most recent example I just had. Because look, back in 15 years ago or 10 years ago, I used to watch a show all the time. And and now it's like he's completely insane. Like Keith Olbermann suggests that CNN should be burned to the ground for last night's debate. I think he has a podcast now. So.
The decision to not fact check the fire hose of lies that is Donald Trump, that is the entirety of his existence and the entirety of his campaign, the decision to not fact check any one of those lies by CNN was one of the most immoral decisions in the history of the free press in this country. Literally, I am suggesting that at some point tonight, CNN should, it will not, go off the air in shame, fire everybody, seal off the buildings, make sure everybody's out, and burn the goddamn place to the ground.
It's very similar to Brooklyn Dad said. Like, he blames CNN for Biden's bad performance. It's very similar to what Brooklyn Dad said. So the debate was horrible. Biden was horrible. Trump was Trump, as usual. So, yeah, so let's see. Nope. All right, so if there's nothing else, I think we can wrap up now because I'm tired, I'm tired. The debate was too much. I'm just glad Assange is free. Jamaal Bowman lost. Cori Bush probably going to lose. So the squatters will be down to what? 2 people?
Maybe Ilhan Omar will lose too.
I don't know her polling. Is she up or down right now?
I don't know. If I just remember when she won last time, it was only by that much. So
yeah, it was a really close race. So she could be vulnerable too. So the only squad members would be Ilhan Omar, AOC, and the other woman, Ayanna Pressley. And if Omar loses and Cori Bush loses, down to 2. So it's not much of a squad.
Yeah. Great job, Democrats.
The Justice Democrats were one of the worst ideas I've ever seen. Yeah. This is Kyle Kalinski's and Cenk Uyghur's baby. Yeah. It's like, oh, let's take over the Democratic Party, guys. It'll work. Trust us. It'll work. They elected, 4 Congress people? Barely. And they have no governors. They're never going to elect the president, obviously. They have no governors, no mayors, no senators, even though they ran senator, nothing. They just have 4 Congress people. 2 of them most likely lose this time around. Then they have 2 left. It's just a failure. And they're around today as more of a Democratic Party a hack organization now. So yeah, this didn't work. So yeah, that'll do it for this episode of Angel in the Afternoon. Hope everybody enjoyed. Please give me a like. Please subscribe. Please share the stream. Share the show. And we're gonna see you next Friday on Angel in the Afternoon. Have a nice weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday or Friday. Sorry. And my other show, Pro Wrestling Talk, is tomorrow at 8 Eastern with Steph, Miss Witchy Perfect. So check that out tomorrow if you want to.